Hello there, this is Lalit, and welcome to Twitter project. Here, this project is a clone of Twitter that we have implemented using Erlang in the backend and WebSockets using the Cowboy distribution. And to make the project run, we have to go to the directory that is present in and run the command make run. This would instantiate the server that it is running on, and it would make the simulation ready for us to execute. And the way we have implemented the clone here is um, basically, we have handled each and every API call with a handler and defined to define processes to handle the JSON files it would be sending us and retrieving the details from them and processing them. Now here, if we could see the simulator is ready, we are using the simulator to test the clone. If not, we can use any JSON body response, like we can test this using Postman. So here, if we see in the simulator, we are trying to create two users by name Lalit and Shafali and define few properties to them and try to register them to the Twitter and then subscribe user one to the user two so as to see the tweets in between them, and then we query for the mention and the hashtag that would be covered in the later part of the video. Now, just to elaborate on how we have implemented the WebSockets, if you could see here for every process that we are interested in, like the register, subscribe, and tweet, we have mentioned, we have created a handler for that, and in that file, if we could see, um, we would first receive the JSON file, decode it with using Mochi JSON package, and then retrieve the details like username, name, date of birth, and the email, and process the required information. And then we call the gen server again, which is the simulator in this case, and again, we would encode using the Mochi JSON and reply back to the server because that's how it would understand. And for each and every of the process here defined, we have a handler that takes the JSON file, decodes it, processes the information, and then return backs the JSON again. So now to test the now to see the responses that the simulator has been producing for us, we would have to call the client simulator supervisor and run it in the Erlang. Now here, if we could see, there has been some responses from these um, from this, and the first response is the registration being successful for user one and user two, and that's when the user one tries to subscribe the second user, and that's again the WebSockets would return with this. The WebSocket would respond with subscription being successful. And then if we could see, whenever after querying, after subscription is done, we are sending about three tweets from each of the user ID with the tweet value to be hello world, mentioning KLPS and hashtag DOSP is great. These are used for the querying purposes that would be covered at the end. And here we could see in the JSON response, we have the tweet ID with each of the tweet, which is generated using SHA-256 value, hash value. And then here's the query response for the mention at the red KLPS. As we know, as we have clearly defined the tweet, in every tweet there is the mention and the hashtag. So in the query response, there should be about 6 tweets, and it is clearly shown here.